Ole hei voina loud and clear recharge program hun mangtura local khom zong te in zawain kalo lom chewa chibai kalo buk cheu ani Mizoram alatlengai zen lo atlona sound training theina tur hun min puat se saktu hun cha min petu pathian chu fakinomro se he hun kan man theina chan a hlotlin na hi voina local khom te in ni a in chunga lom thu kan soi tak zet boka tin he hun min chop chwa saktu active sound tele electro voice te anin pek na aro pui kan ti a voina local khom te zong ai o hian lom thu kan soi boka kan lom zia lan tir na mi puin kut in lo beng te ang voina kan hun man dan tur tlang pui te chu workshop sound show bul kan zir hawanga hemizoa hian product demonstration in at hun zomanga tin live sound training te kan nei bokanga tin kan hun top lama hian kal khom te hi to go da ben in min oi don boka vo in chu he hun mang tura in pe kan nita sa a top thlenga tel cheu turin kan han ngin bok cheu ani kan hun kar laka hian mi pui in thel chatak tak kan man theina turin quiz kan siam don bok ani tin he hun min man pui tur hian electro voice lamte TECHSHOP lampanga kan how to ten mental puya an ming kalam chu apiang te ka kau chhuak kher lo nga an chut muna changin min lo din sakanga ti chuanin mi puila min kalam chu apiang te kut bengin kan lo chonzel donya o First of all, I would like to call upon Mr. Saikit Bose to please stand from his place and let's welcome him with a big round of applause. So I kindly request Mr. Saikit Bose to please stand here with me. Ani hi country head, Electro voice le Dynacord aniya, ani hian India le Southeast Asia enkol ani. Sir, could you please stand from my left side? Next, I would like to request Mr. Dipankar Sengupta to please come forward. Ani hi regional manager is India atan electronic le Dynacord ani electro voice milongai dam ula. Next up we have Mr. Pankaj Singh ani hi marketing fix install electro voice le Dynacord India le Southeast Asia en kolbok ani. Next up we have Mr. Ritich Barali. Please come forward on stage. Ani hi TECHSHOP ne ito pa ni in Electro voice le Dynacord distributor ani bok ani. Last but not the least, we have Mr. Raktim Barwa. Raktim Barwa, please come forward on stage. Head of Sales. TECHSHOP Head of Sales ani hi Electro voice le Dynacord distributor ani bok ani. Kan mading mi pangate hian an thiam na hi voina hian min hlan chhong ton ania chuwangin voina kal khom te hi kan van nei tak zeta an pual liu hian ring takin kut beng le ang. We are very thankful for your time and your presence here with us. We hope that we will learn a lot from you and Mizoram welcomes you. So, an pangazinga chang hian tu berin ye short speech, introduction speech te min ne sakdon ka shelawa electro voice chung chang te le thil dang chul dang te min soi sakdona chumi tur chan hun kan pedon ani. I don't know who is going to give us a short speech. Okay, please.
Good afternoon, Aizawl. Thanks for having us. Probably before we start, first I would like to thank Mr. Syama. He has been over a decade with us doing electro voice. I still remember those days from 2012 or 13 we started, and with the line array we had, and we are still rocking in Aizawl. Thank you for having us, Aizawl. Now you will have Dipankar, you would like to.
Hi, good afternoon, Aizawl. And good afternoon, Mizoram. Whenever we come to Northeast, we are really very happy to see that it is such a musically educated population. And it makes us feel more happy when we come to Aizawl because of Mr. Syama, who has made the presence of electro voice felt in almost, I think, what should I say, many churches around with beautiful speakers and good sound playing all around. I'll give you an introduction. Electro voice is more than 95 years old now. I think, one of the oldest brands in professional audio. And Dynacord is more than 75 years old. So when we talk about the audio chain, with these two brands, we almost cover the entire audio chain. So for the rest of the session, Mr. Pankaj Singh is there. He'll update you on the basics of audio and some audio jargons and about our products. So thank you. Thanks again.
Before I hand over the mic to this beautiful lady who is going to take us throughout the day, I would like Ritvich, who is a part of Active Sound, to speak because he has been also a partner for this.
Okay, hello, Aizawl. I've been coming here for the last almost 10 years now, and he's been a friend to us. He is a partner, and I would also call him a friend. And the support that he has done, I'll be very frank, very few partners all across the country haven't done as much as Syama has done. So actually, and we look forward in the future to much more growth, and hopefully we can keep doing what he's doing. And with these kind of an event, and we would want to do this, I think, every year. What do you say, Syama? Every year we should do this, a training exercise, so people get updated about Electro Voice, understand new technologies, new things that are coming up all over the world, and we can keep doing that. So I think we'll try and make this an annual event, and hopefully it'll be great for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, please. Thank you so much to our representatives and our leaders. Olehe, wena local com te hi sound training tura local com kania biak in emo pon lampanga sound low operator shim kan omemban han parlok te ang ani le let alak thak the ani le let tilaw zong thilthar mani ta na thilthar avan chave ani le ban parlo zong kha enge kan ni tak le alay laklo ni mo kalve up to si ani do na ni khatiro ole vein hi alok klak do na chuwang chuan top thlenga turin ka han som non le chewani to na chuan kan stage te Mr. Pankaj Singh an hena kan hlana nga ani hian workshop on basic sound jobul minzir pui don ani kutbengin lom non le shim te ang
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Mr. Syama, to invite us here. I think after a long time, we as our entire team are here. On behalf of entire Electro Voice team, I would like to welcome each and everyone for sparing some time for us to coming up here. Welcome everyone, and I hope the next few hours that you're going to spend with us are going to be worthful for you, right? You have devoted the best time to us. Now this is my responsibility to convert those few hours to be the best for you. So, what shall be the agenda? As you all are invited for an audio workshop, as we have stated, like it is going to be an audio workshop, but I'll say it is not going to be a theoretical session. I would want it to be more interactive. So I would encourage each and everyone to please be open. There is no question is going to be a silly question, right? Wherever you feel anything you want to ask, you are feel free to open, right? Feel free to discuss, and we are here to answer all your queries. Going forward, what shall be the agenda? So we are good to go? How you are feeling? This afternoon is good? I can say Aizawl seems to be very hot this time. So please bear with us. I think it is going to be very hot, but we'll try to make it comfortable for you in terms of the deliverables what we are going to discuss, right? So now I won't take too much time. I'll just start. Okay. As I can say, I'm not belong to this Northeast, and so I'm not very conversant with the language. So I would ask everyone, like, if I'm good to go to understand to convey the message in English, if it is fine? Or do we need a language interpreter? So we'll invite someone. I'll start with the audio basics. So we all know what is sound. The first question that arises in our mind, what is sound? So anyone from the audience, feel free to answer that question. What is sound? What you understand if we say sound? Yeah. So we can say whatever we hear, what our ears can perceive is sound, right? Whatever our ears can hear is sound, right? Or we can say the physical occurrence in the air, the physical occurrence in the air of the particles that creates sound, right? And if we distinguish what is noise and audio, how you distinguish what is noise and what is audio? A sound that is having no information is noise, right? And if any sound that is having any information, that is audio. That we can understood, right? That is audio. So that is a basic difference between your noise and audio. But both noise and audio be part of sound. Now you can convey.
Tuna soichina khanin omjeju sound ju emi boruaka monicles skull ein compress le ein reflect khanita khaka e sound kan chinja chuanin noise le sound audio kan ti hi thil sang anita noise ju hemi akal top ama rive me tangkai lem lo thil waveform mumal pon nei lo khanita akal dan mumal pon nei lo chu noise anita chon audio kan ti tak ke mani na kan phan tangkai chu mumal taka waveform nei akal khanita o omzen ya akal khanita chu sound kan ti kan mai pe mo ber chu ni.
So now if I talk about what is the audible frequency range that we hear. Anyone from the audience? Yes. What Mr. Seka that conveyed, like the audible frequency is the frequency that we can perceive, right? What a human ears can understand or perceive that sound. That particular frequency range starts from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. But we can say entire 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz we are not able to hear. There are some frequencies what we feel, like you talk about the low frequencies or the ultra low frequencies that we feel, right? A human can feel that, but they can't listen from their ears.
Sound na khanin frequency kan shia thei chin nom ta machine chu frequency sang sang ani ta sound ka pressure asan le niamat zir khanin frequency dang dang om ta chu niam lampang te phei chu kan shia tai ma chon a feel kan taksai na a shia ta lo shia to te ne chu teng chu bass kan ti yang te khani ta chonin asang lampang de risin tak tak te kan shia the kan frequency sang sang ka machine kan shia thei chin chu ni.
Okay. So now we move to my next slide. The most important question, why do we need a sound system? Right? Everyone knows. So where I was just discussing why do we need a sound system? Right? Everyone knows, like we are at some place, or if I'm here talking to you, do I need a sound system here? Yes. Why? If I'm talking to you, maybe you are very close to me and I'm able to reach you. But the people who are sitting at the back, I'm not able to reach there, right? So there is a problem, or maybe you can say because of the acoustical properties of the space or other parameters, I am not able to reach to the last seat, right? Or maybe to some distance. So to overcome these kind of problem, we need a sound system, right? We can say it's more of a PA, where I'm speaking to you to cater the entire audience area or the entire flow.
Sound system kan mo chana hi jonin audience te na thil kan shia the khanin ta PA tanga hita kan ka ringo tanga thil kan shia thi chu a ring tok lo thina khatang khanin sound system te kha kan mo ta ani chu sound system ina kan man du na ber chu ni ta ni chu.
Okay. What are the typical applications? Where do you need a sound system? There might be any application where you will be using the sound system for a PA BGM application. There may be application where you'll be using for foreground music like restaurant, clubs, lounges. If I ask anyone from the audience what is the difference between a BGM and a FGM? BGM is background music and FGM is foreground music. So as its name states, BGM, background music, it means when you are at a place or some space where you want to play the music in background only. That is not going to affect your conversations, right? But some music will be there in the background, right? That is part of a background music. And what is foreground music? If you say the level of your background music increases, okay, where you are enjoying the music or where you are feeling the music, that is foreground music, right? You may need a sound system in some audio and video conferencing, in boardroom, meeting rooms, classroom, lecture theaters, recording and broadcast, places of worship, courtrooms, cinema rooms, stadiums, live events. All are the typical application of a PA system or a sound system. Everywhere you need a sound system. This needs to be conveyed.
Like a team, like a team, or a team, like background music, foreground music, like background music to hey, can the voice music, revering and cheese, telori, can background music, can the foreground music, omelette, to get money enjoy to coparinga, around ring, can foreground music, canita, to can mantang kaina, to background music, to allow Rick, where they are till tupac and no my canita, foreground music, to get money, can enjoy it, to can that's on video, audio conferencing at Tante in Biak and no more hinta, so in auditorium at the moon shang to nak and hunmananga, the point sound system can no more, so in lecture to not class can lack and take hang can no more, record nante, broadcast at Tante, Biakinate. Joining a cinema hunate, joining sports venue at the Haring and Mo, in Bokta to do sound system, Mona Hun Shang, a maintain a Shang the Juni.
Okay, so we'll move ahead. So these are the typical jargons that we use in audio industry. The first one is frequency. Anyone from the audience who can give me a just insight on what the frequency is? What do you understand from that? Anyone from the audience? Okay, I'll go ahead. If you say the number of waves arriving or passing at a point in 1 second, that is frequency. Like if you see, I'll take an example. Like when a pond is filled with water and the water is idle, and you just drop one rock into it, what will happen? The wave forms, right? Similar, considering to that, in reference to that, so same thing goes for audio, okay? So whenever any occurrence happens in the environment, that is happens in terms of frequency, right? So we say how many movements are happening in 1 second, that is called frequency, okay? You want to describe?
Oh, frequency, can she tell me 1 second, Katavoy Kata Tilsa, Tomang, example at Dan Zonin. Tui om me la hen in lung vom lut tai la ta chon aron phone thinta khami a phone chak zong a tian a phone phe dul dul thinta khami phone chak zong kha frequency kan ti chu ni meta chu ve khat second khata weng zat nge a phone zat kha frequency sang sang a chen chu phone hal zuk zu ta chen chu zoi te tin a phone phe re ya kha frequency kan tin frequency sang sang khau ma kha in sound bi ka hen in om zia sang sang ane chu kan en chau ze lang.
The second term comes as hertz. What is hertz? The hertz is a measurement of the frequency. Like if you talk about a unit to measure frequency, it's hertz. And why it is named? It is invented by a German physicist, that is H.R. Hertz. So on the name of him, this hertz being continued. The next term comes as amplitude. What is amplitude? Amplitude is a relative magnitude of a signal. It means whenever the signal is like in a moment, like, or maybe when the signal is generated, how you can identify what is the value of that signal. So whatever the measurement is, that is called the amplitude of the signal. I'll go ahead. What will be the wavelength? The length of a sound wave in air is termed as wavelength. It can be found for any frequency by dividing the speed of sound in air by the frequency, by the sound. So how we can find out the wavelength? Next term is decibels. What is decibels? So if we say the unit of measuring the relative intensity of sound is called decibel. It means there is a unit for everything, right? If you measuring a weight, right, that will be in kgs. If you are measuring liquid, that will be in liters, right? Similarly, the level of sound, how you measure it, it should be measured in decibels. What is impedance? Impedance is dependent on frequency. It is the AC equivalent of resistance in a DC circuit. It means whenever a signal is in transmission phase, there might be some, resistance, right? So that is inversely proportional to the frequency. That is your impedance. What is ohms? Ohms is a unit to measure the electrical resistance, right? Next topic is sensitivity. What is sensitivity? Sensitivity is like if I say what is the sensitivity of a particular speaker, right? If I play a 1 watt signal to that speaker and measure that signal at 1 meter, whatever be the response is, that is the sensitivity of that loudspeaker. So that is a very important term for a loudspeaker to understand what is the sensitivity of that loudspeaker. How good the sensitivity is, the speaker will be performing in a good state, or maybe it should be more loud. And the last thing is dynamic range. What is the dynamic range? It is the range of sound intensity in a system that can reproduce without compressing or distorting. It means if I say my speaker is able to deliver that range, okay, so this is what your speaker is delivering without any distortion, without any compression. That is the dynamic range of the loudspeaker. Okay?
Wavelength ang kini kan so wavelength zu sound ina a pen zat kan ti don nge ni ta ka frequency a zir khanin akal kan zat khai nang lo thin ta sound wave lian do ata chuanin kan nom na te poi local kan thei thin ta sound khan chumi a calculate dan chu sound chak zong le a frequency kan soi tok khami kha divide khanin aron chuak thei ta chu a wavelength ka sangkha za som a wavelength le sound speed kha kan divide chon kha sound ina meter a kal zat kha kan chu thei ta ni chon dot le chon decibel om ta decibel hi chu kan sha thewanga sound ring zong te na kha ani me ta chu all sam zong in soi tai la chon dot le chon impedance om ta impedance hi AC ne na a resistance DC ne na in englo in convert a resistance zat khani ta chu mi te nan chon ohms a hnoi mi hi kan phang ta chu electrical resistance te na khani me ta ohms chu chon sensitivity hi sound box hi meter khata tanga a ring meter khata watt khata luin enga ring nge te na ta chu apoi mo na chu sound box thatlo te na bulpui berani meter khata watt khat kan lu tirin a ring zong ani ta chu sound box re hian sensitivity hi ron pezi tanga user manual ate chu sound box thatlo te na bulpui ber tam han turi chon dynamic range kan ti chu sound box a rin theyang zong ber le a zoi theng zong ber te a engma a ri pa ngai natural tak ron chuak lawa aron chuak lawa pek thei zong khani ta entina a ring lu tuka a zo to lo chonin a cher thin ta alo pon a ri te kha alo amai na lo ti zo ya a compress thin ta chumi a pek thei lo a pek lo na dynamic range kha a nei ta ni sound box hian.
So now there are a lot of technical jargons we have understood. Now the basic thing, what are the typical components of audio system? That I would like to hear from the audience. what are the typical components of an audio system?
mi pui tang khanin sound system a ange bungrua sang sang kan sia te kha lo seru
Right? Speaker, woofer, amplifier, microphone. Okay? Great. So, cables and connectors are also part of audio system. There might be speakers, input sources, processors, amplifiers, mixers. All right? These are the typical components, but what is the process and how we have to connect all of them? There is a sequence, right? We know all these products are necessary for a sound system, but they should be in a proper chain, right? So how this chain is going to be? The chain starts from your sources. The sources will be your microphones, your USB players, your AV receivers, or any device that generates sound like your laptop, mobile phones, or anything. These are part of your sources. Then after sources, you need some signal processing, right? That signal processing may be in the form of preamplifiers, maybe mixers, maybe sound processors, maybe some DSPs, right? That signal processing shall happen there. Then after the signal processing has happens, then it should go to amplification. What this amplification will do, we'll discuss in next slides. And these amplifier will be some single channel, some multi-channels, right? Some will be analog, some will be digital, right? Then when your signal is amplified, then it reaches to your destinations. What are your destinations? Your destination will be the loudspeakers, right? So this is how your complete audio chain looks like, right? It starts from the source and it ends at the destination. How in case you want to take
oh kan sound system fit dan ate hianin a source so makha and dinan sound source ron petu a signal ron petu khan ta mic te ni thea chonin mp3 player te computer te poni theta a dot le chon signal processing alu ta chon preamplifier kan ti te mixer ni lo bon DSP chi sang sang emo processor chi sang sang and dinan guitar effect te poni theng chu tiang song song te khani ta chu Mizoram chon amplifier lu ta amplifier chu na kina kan la soi don na ti wangin kan la soi chiang lo nga chonin a to bera chonin sound box kan ti sound ron siam chuak tu ber to khanin a lu ta chu sound system ka kan bungron dei te akal ko kwal thin dan chu ni.
So till now, any questions from the audience? I would love to hear something from you.
Hello. Yeah. I would request all to ask questions because we have limited time till which Mr. Pankaj is there on the stage. Whatever questions you have, you may ask so that at the end of the session, we all want you to know what sound is, at least basic part of it. Like here only, on your behalf, I have a question to Mr. Pankaj. Like he explained one topic to you called sensitivity, right? If I ask anybody from the audience, will you be able to make me understand what sensitivity is? Randomly, if I ask somebody, will you be able to? So maybe you can make your doubts clear this way. With respect to a speaker, what is a sensitivity? Because this is a parameter of a speaker. Okay, so please feel free to ask questions. Because after he is gone, you will be left with the data sheets of the speakers that you buy. But what does that mean? You should be able to, at the end of the session, you should be educated enough that you can judge from the data sheet what is good, what is bad. Right? So please feel free to ask. Yeah, over to Pankaj.
So do I need to explain this again or we'll move further? Anyone from the audience? Are you clear on the sensitivity part?
Đây.
Can I speak in Mizo? Okay. Oh,
yeah.
Mizo ka zon mai nga ka soi fia thiam tok don lawa. Kan zo karinga hei thlai zok te. Khat bur mai nung lama. Tu man zon an pelo kha. Ka tlom lak dewa. Sir, I want to ask you one question. Sound system hatia microphone a kiwa sound system sound box le microphone a in hai hian eng wangin a kiu.
I'll answer. Suddenly, what had happened when he picked the microphone, and the microphone is towards the loudspeaker, right? The pickup parameter of your loudspeaker towards the, pickup parameter of your microphone is towards the loudspeaker. So, as soon as he turned it on, this feedback happened. So, there is always be a practice wherein you will be using microphones not in the direct field of the loudspeakers. Like here I am at the stage. If I will be using a omnidirectional microphone or a high sensitivity microphone, then probably I am going to listen the feedback. In that case, there should be different category of microphones that I am going to discuss in further slides. What kind of microphones are available in the market and where to choose them. Am I able to answer the question?
Feedback om chanju soundbox atangari kan ron chuak ari ron chuak kha angai chi khanin amana khamingai buk kha amannon lea amannon na khanin ari ngai charcha kha amannon wa khan ron ring tel tela chanju soundbox re chonin kan sound system re chon mai ringin a sound lak lu kha aron ti ring wangin khami kha amannon wang khanin a ring tel ta kha kiu kan ti khanin ta khata tak khanin kan microphone than te kan microphone da na te khanin ka kan film khura kan eng lo ngai kan film khura kan ria cheng ngai ni.
So sir, am I able to answer it? Okay. So now we'll start on the typical components of our audio system. First we'll start with the microphones. What is a microphone? What is a microphone and what it do? Microphone is a device that converts your physical energy into electrical energy, right? Whatever we speak, that is physical energy only, right? That is in the ambience, that is in the environment. But the system didn't understand the physical energy, right? They don't understand the physical occurrence, right? So what system understands? System understands the electrical signal. So this is a first device that converts your physical energy into electrical energy, right? Then this electrical energy is being fed to the system, then the system processes it, then it moves on to the next, all the devices, right? If we talk about the type of microphone, how will you identify the microphones? First thing is, in the terms of electronics, there may be two types of microphones, maybe a dynamic microphone or a condenser microphone, right? A dynamic microphone don't need any additional power, but a condenser microphones are very sensitive in nature and they need additional phantom power to power them. Then maybe in terms of usage, there may be wired microphones or wireless microphones. In terms of pickup patterns, there might be different microphones. Those are omnidirectional, some are cardioid, some are supercardioid, some are hypercardioid, and some are bidirectional microphones. So if you can see the pickup patterns on the screen, if you see the omnidirectional pickup pattern, it may be picking up the signal in 360 degree, right? If you talk about some cardioid, then it is very focused towards the presenter, right?
Hello. Yeah, maybe Pankaj, you can explain by using your microphone only. Like, just one example I'll give you. When we say omnidirectional microphone, so this is the microphone head from where it is picking the signal from my mouth. Whatever signal information is coming from my mouth, this microphone is picking. Okay, so when we call this microphone as an omnidirectional pickup, when from all around this, it is picking. If I speak from here also, it is not picking. From here it is not picking. From here it is not picking. From here it is picking. So that means this microphone is not omnidirectional, but it is picking from here a bit. So it has a pickup pattern which is towards this direction. So this is a bit of a cardioid, not an omnidirectional. So this is what these pickup patterns mean. Okay? So you have to relate it that way around.
All right? You want to convey this?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, if we talk about in terms of installs, there may be some microphone that may be used for podium or desktop. Some will be handheld, some will be headset or clip-on, some may be lavaliers, some may be hanging microphones or boundary microphones. So these are the typical categories of microphone. So how you identify, if anyone asks, like I need a microphone, then there should be some questions from your side, right? What kind of microphone you need? So maybe in terms of electronics, you may ask for a dynamic microphone or a condenser microphone. In terms of uses, you may ask for a wired or a wireless one, right? Then the most important part is the pickup pattern. Pickup pattern is very important to design a system or to choose for a microphone, right? So as Mr. Dipankar conveyed, like what is omnidirectional microphone? Similarly, what is a cardioid and a supercardioid, right? Cardioid microphone is also focused to the presenter, but it might receive some signal from the 70-degree off axis, right? And if you talk about supercardioid and hypercardioid, they are more focused to the presenter, right? As you can see, the polar patterns of the microphone pickup ranges, right? So cardioid is focused to the presenter. Similarly, supercardioid is more focused to the presenter. And then if you talk about hypercardioid are very focused, right? And what are bidirectional microphone? Bidirectional microphone mostly to be used in studios. Wherever you have seen, maybe there are two singers sitting in front of each other and both are using the same microphone, right? Those kind of microphones are bidirectional microphones.
Microphone I hear in microphone kan dijon microphone ju physical hetia kan trong boruwa ka riom kha electronic form allow convert to kha ni tani electronic form convert lo kha chuanin ke mani tan sound system tan tangkai na nei lo chu a microphone ni nan ha thober chu tia riom boruwa ka ri kha electric form in lo siama chu ta tan chuanin microphone chu sang sang om thei ta microphone ai chon a chi khat na chuanin kan chili na chen sang thei ta microphone hi chili group li ang inom thei ta chu ta tan chuanin apoi mo ma saber chu enganga siam nge ni ti khani ta dynamic nge condenser da dynamic microphone kan ti chu magnet le coil manga siam top khani ta chong current kha mana ma motion lo ta mana ama khani ri piang kha current a siam khal ta chong condenser microphone om le ta condenser microphone chon man current ma mo ta a chunga yan thir ta ro te te om ta kha khanin magnet wave magnetic field om theina khanin thir plate te te khanin current kha ma mo ta chu condenser microphone how chu ni ta chuan enga ta nge kan man man theina dan tur khan chu ta tan chuanin a shui nei lo kha o mai ta kha chu kan man du na zir khana shui nei lo kha ni ta chona dot le chona poimo ati ber chu pick up pattern hi ni ta ni microphone re hi anin pick up pattern nei ta a then chu omnidirectional ni ta omnidirectional chu khoi ti zong pon mic kha hoi ma se abula sound ri zong kha lak da nei nang vekta nung zong emo hnuai zong emo poni se chumi zo cardio tom le ta cardio chonin amma zong ami a focus big ta amma zone mi tu na kan man la yang te ni ta anung lama mi hi chu sauna lamang lo ta la lawang tlu kan ni ta chon super cardioid le hyper cardioid tom le ta chu phei chunin amma zong ala nambik le anung zong ala nawak lo ta chon adot le chon bidirectional ma he heng hi chu anung zong le amma zong alak da nei nanga sir zong mi nang lo ta example la chonin hetiang youtube vela video kan hua mi pani an inkara tak mai kan da an mang thin ang hi bidirectional ni ta ti khan anung le ma ami khala thin ta chona dot le chonin khoi muna nge kan man na tura zir khan ta in tenan dokana hun chi nge he gooseneck mic kan tiang chi te nge kudatia von tur man tur chi nge ani lo chonin headset nge tai clip kan tiang te om ta chuanin to bera chuanin a khai chi te kha tiang kha om ta chu mic chi sang chu ni
mizo tongin ka soi menga hindi pon ka soi thei tho ma se a fia so nan kan nam tong ngai khan kan zot menga ka thiam vek tho nia ma se mizo tong ka thiam bera fm hi tuna khan dynamic a that tok lo wak mi fm hi a rei nuwa hian kan man hian hello kan ti vak hei a chian lo hi mo a lui to nuwa
a top chu mi ti
oh hei fm kan man chuan ni china po khan ta khan host fm kha tiang khan problem om ve ta ni a thar tir chuan om ngai lo ta a lui nu khan kham dynamic and hami ange wireless in connection like a problem om wange ni lei fu lo om wange kha company wange ni hei hi atam mai kholaya le mo sound system han operator han man hian tiang problem hi min rin them please tell me
ngoro kha kha chu ka lo chang meng kha chu athar hlima phak to lo na chan tlang puya chu a quality awang ani ta chu quality tra brand tra man to wa chuan a rei no po khan a boi chuang lawa chuan aman tlom kan ti hei cheng sang ni sang thum sang li sang a tang sing khat man rein chawa hi chuanin aman tlom na chuan apa ta kha man tlom an lo mang ta chu tiang chia chuan aman to wa na chuan pat tha quality than manga atlo zelani antenna aman chak zong ani emo a khol thrim a po kha chu tiang chia chuan phei khoka po savun aman tlom chu a chemha a athar tira chuan atle ve var thei amaro chu arei hnu dewa a leather te kha lo khok ta savun kha a sel leather tha chu ti khan arei hnu a po a khok khar em ta khatiang deuh chia khan component hemi IC kan ti te transistor pa sang transformer ani emo hetiang a hmana hianin electronic thil reng hian aman tloma chuan tlo na chan cha sang vi ka chu kan thria thiamanga ya thil man tloma tuna kapu thil zo kha chu ani zual big ani ti kha kan choi fia thiam dan chu ni mai se thang I think that I answered him, so Pankaj will not need to answer.
Thank you. Thank you. So now I'll move further. So far we are good to go. Am I slow or am I fast? Are you able to understand me? Yeah? All good? Because I don't want this to be a very boring session, okay?
Pankaj, you ask one quiz now, okay? Yeah. With prize. We have a prize.
Yes.
T-shirt dong tur pakhat thang lokang o inti harnan.
Okay.
Pankaj hian question pakhat re sang hey Electro voice T-shirt nal deu adon thei dona a chang dik inan dong dona ni.
So I'll ask a very basic question. Okay. Yes. So first you have to raise the hand if you know the answer. Okay. My first question is, can anyone just elaborate the audio chain in a sequence, what we have discussed?
Hello. Audio chain.
Yes.
Audio chain comes in the source, the preamp, amp and outputs speakers. I think
Okay.
that's it.
That's it. You missed signal processing.
I said amplifier.
Amplifier.
Yeah. Inputs, mixers, like that. Processors, amplifiers, and the speakers.
Right.
Is that complete?
Yes.
Yeah.
So His name? His name? His name? Ask him his name. You just announce. Congratulations to.
Oh, kulikon langwal lalhun lua. Zona chang dik masabera kan lom pui le ni t-shirt lom takin kan hla ne. Ti hang kan ti seu seu turangai la thang.
So the same kind of quiz will be going on. So now what I'll do, considering the time in mind, I'll proceed. Okay, then again I'll be having some questions. Keep your answers ready. Be quick. So now I'll move on to the mixers. What do a mixer do? Right? It is, as its name states, mixer. Mixer is like mixing multiple things, right? But what a mixer do in our audios or a sound system, right? What is a mixer is and what are the functions that it do? Like as we have multiple input signals, like we are having multiple microphones, we are having multiple input sources in terms of your audio source, like laptops or maybe any other thing, right? When you are having these kind of multiple input sources, how you are going to feed them to the main PA or to the main system, right? All these input signals needs to be fetched into one system and they needs to be mixed up and then it needs to be processed further, right? Then it needs to be reinforced to the other devices, right? So mixer is a device that mixes your multiple inputs, whatever it is, right? Either it is a laptop, mobile phone, or multiple microphones, right? And whatever tweaking you just need to do to that signal, that is a use of a mixer. Then these mixers may be either analog or maybe digital. What it means, analog or digital? Analog mixer is having some fixed set of parameters that you can do some changes, that you can incorporate to run the show. But digital mixer is having some lot of other features, like you can do multiple input sources mixing at the same time. They might be having multiple features in terms of compressor, limiter, dynamic control, PEQ, GEQ, other thing, right? As I told you, why a mixer is needed for? Mixer is needed to mix multiple sources and to mix multiple sources to a single destination or to multiple destination, right? What it means, multiple destinations, like when you are using a mixer, then you are having main PA, then you are having some other speakers, like the fill speakers or maybe some stage monitor or maybe other areas or something like that, right? Then that mixer will be helpful for you to route that input signals to the multiple channels or the multiple outputs. It can help you to do some input equalization or it can help you to do some dynamics to that input signal, like gating, like aux ends, like pan pot, channel fader, compressing, expanding. These are all features of a
mixer. Chu kan share chawangin source sang kan lo chopol na tur kha mixer chu ni meita kan ma mo na chan tam tak te ponga chu ni mixer a hen chi sang om thenga analog te digital te rack mounted te om ta kha kha ni an thil ti theile ti tangkai na te khai nang lo vekta chun mixer kan ma mo na chan ber chu soi tong khanin source sang rong kal kan chopol na tur ani mei ba ka soundbox sang mun sang te kan thon du theda tu na kan mananga pon heta main pa te oma tan tiang soundbox te oma tiang kha du a sang kan ti ri ga kan ti ri lo thei kha ni ta monitor te pom ta kha mixer tangkai na ni ta chu ba ka chonin EQ te equalization atan te chonin compressor dynamic siam nan te compressor le gating atan te alo ponin oxen sang mun sang kan thon na tan te khanin chu mixer tangkai na chu ni.
Okay, so far we have understood the input sources in form of microphones. Then we have connected all those microphones to a mixer, right? Now the next thing that comes in a audio chain, that is sound processors. Why do a sound processor is needed in a system, right? A sound processor is basically a brain of your system, right? These kind of sound processor comes with lot of intensive electronics into it. They have used intensive technologies, algorithms that will apply to the audio signal, right? What it means, consider one example. We are having multiple input sources, we are having multiple type of speakers, we are having multiple zones in a system, right? We are having multiple areas to cater. Then how you are going to figure it out, right? How you going to understand, how you going to incorporate what input signal is going to which area, which signal is going to which amplifier, which signal is going to which zone, which signal is going to where, what it is going, how it is going. That sort of technique is going to be used in the signal processors. So these signal processors will help you to route your signal, to do some tweaking into the signal, like do any equalization, any processing, whatever you want to route to that signal, and then you can forward it. You can say it is a brain of your main system, right? Like as in a PC, earlier you used to know like there is a monitor, there is a mouse, there is a keyboard, but every processing is going to happen in the CPUs, right? Similarly, these sound processors are the brain of your main system. So there might be lot of things that a DSP will do. It convert analog to digital signal, then it convert digital to analog, right? Then they do some data compression, they do some automatic gating. When you talk about some conferencing processor, they do some AEC. If you want to set delays, limiters, right? Crossovers, gain control, test signal generation, equalization, system monitoring, everything is possible with the help of signal processors. Understood? Now you can take it.
Sound processor chu sound system a chong kan thuak bur ti la kan soi su lom lawa a chan chu kan reset thei turanga alo thli phim tu atana tangkai ba ka kan sound system te min manage sak tu ta na tangkai bok ta antinang computer a te pon mouse te keyboard te monitor te om ta khang sang kha a thuak bur ber chu a CPU lai khan ita chuwang chonin a CPU lai khan in a enge a tru lang a piang monitor a lang tur te keyboard kan control la tanga khan in kan mouse che danang tur te lo lan ti khatiang che khanin sound system a po hemi sound box a hian hemi chumi chu ri ro se antina na subwoofer a chona thum che ri ro se tiang te khanin lo then sang lo siam dar theta chonin digital process sound processor chunga hi chonin function sang nei theya chu ta tan chonin he tiang la lisa aron da chuang zong hi a nei the chu ni ta chu tiang da jong compression te decompression te routing mixing te nianga matrix te chon auto gain control kan tiang ama gain lo in set the te chonin acoustic echo cancellation ye hemi hi a khok klemin lo a khok na sal duk la yang te kha lo zong cho kan nga chon delay kan ti chu sound box te ari rual vek tur hian a tangkai lo thiang khami a then lo tit lai tu tur tan te khan tangkai chon limiter a ring lu tuk tur lo veng tu tan te khan tangkai thebo kha chonin crossover engemoni subwoofer lena che so tonga subwoofer te twitter te ritur kal siam tu khan ita chonin signal te a generate theta begin tangkai mem chu ping noise te tangkai thinta chu ting chu some processor function nat lang pui chu ni.
So far we have understood the basic electronics like your input sources, your mixers, your DSPs. Yes.
Hello. Miso trongin thei mem. Imo V drums vel mic up emo outdoor vela ti hian mixer vela EQ khoi dang lam mangai lo himo. Mase acoustic a hian EQ khoi dang lam zel perfective pon EQ khoi dang lam zel ngai na chan hi shet theim le.
Kha ka chu a chan chu microphone hi ibeng ni na ari sia tang che kha la lu lo ni microphone chu he kan sia ka mic le a mic po hi nang lo ta kan o poi nang lo ta he mi mic ki mang le tai la ka o dang le de o thang ari khatiang che khanin heta kan mic bi beng ina shia dang je rig na chan arig lo na chan kha chu a mic ka ziran import ta ni a mic kha a poimo ma saber ta chun khata khan mic tha te kha ngai thin ta mic te po chi sang an experiment a he ka beng ne ne nang antita kha a poimo ma saber a dot le chon in preamplifier te khan in distortion te lo pe theya khating zong zong kha ania consider tur chu tama mas engin so yang khana poimo ber chon a miking technique kha poimo chon in le electronic form a om khanin I beng ne na hetia kan sia tang khan to chan zum mic chu nai te nia I beng hi mic kan da na bula hi chom daila heta tanga I sia ne kha chone nang to che lo me thea kha wang kan hla deu hleka ari anga kan sia tur tang khanin process kha lo ngai thin ta chu
Answered? Yes.
Hello. So may I ask one question?
Yes.
I'm very new to this sound system. Pardon me for that. Regarding that mixer, I have one doubt, which is called. There used to be frequency that hurts, somewhere like 20K above or somewhere below that, low, high, medium, or something is there. So
Yes.
what is the use of that?
You want to answer it?
Mixer akan mo ka again why akan ami analog ani karinga digital 11 so that one high te medium le low ka om chinta ka kan pe ka khan ka khami kha nge tangkai na deule
oh
Okay, yeah, I will answer to this question. I will answer to this question. So what Mr. Pankaj explained earlier is that the audio spectrum is 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, right? So whatever our human ear can hear is from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, okay? So if there is a single knob which controls the entire frequency, it will take the entire frequency range up or down. What does that knob do? In a mixer, that high, low, mid, these frequencies are this entire spectrum 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz has been divided into 3 sub-segments. One is the low frequency, one is the mid frequency, and the other one is the high frequency. Okay. So if you have only one knob, that knob will take the entire 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, that frequency spectrum up, or take the entire thing down. It will not help, right? So if you want to specifically control the low frequencies, say from 20 hertz to 250 hertz, you will turn that knob. If you want to control the mid frequencies, which is basically from 250 hertz to say 3 kilohertz, you will turn the mid frequency knob up or down. Okay. And if you want to control the high frequencies, then you will turn the other knob, which is high frequency knob up or down, which is from 4 kilohertz to 20 kilohertz. Was I able to answer your question? Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dipankar. So now we'll move ahead. The next thing comes in audio chain are the amplifiers. What does an amplifier do? An audio amplifier is an electronic amplifier that amplifies your low power electronic audio signal, such as signal from input sources, to a level that is high enough for driving loudspeakers. It means you have seen your loudspeakers are maybe 500 watt, 400 watt, 1000 watt, 2000 watt, right? But whatever the signal that a microphone do or a DSP gave or a mixer gave, that is not of that powerful that can drive your loudspeakers, right? To drive those loudspeaker, there is a device, there is a electronics needed. That electronics is amplifier. Like if you see the graphical representation, that is stating like there is an input signal, there is an amplifier, and what this amplifier is doing, as soon as you are increasing the gain, it means the strength of your signal increases, right? So this is basically what your amplifier do. Amplifier matches your input signal to the loudspeaker requirements. Okay? And then if you talk about amplifiers, there might be amplifier categories in terms of electronics. They might be class A, class B, class AB, class H, class D. I don't want to go deep into it. I'll ask you to just have a research on these kind of categories of amplifiers. Then there is a second category comes, that is number of channels. Number of channels might be the outputs that you can connect on the amplifier. Then it might be a single channel, it might be a dual channel, it might be a multi-channel. You have heard in the market like 2-channel amplifier is there, 4-channel is there, 8-channel is there, right? So these are the outputs that are available on this particular amplifier. Then if you talk about control, then there might be some network control amplifier like digital amplifier that can be controlled over network, right? There might be analog amplifiers, or maybe they might be having some DSPs inbuilt into it that can be controlled with the help of the DSP circuit available on the amplifier, right? And the last comes in terms of operations. There might be some amplifiers that will give you low impedance, that some amplifiers will give you high impedance. Some amplifiers will give you low impedance or high impedance both, like maybe 70 volt operation or a 100 volt operation, or maybe a 8 ohm 4 ohm operation. So I won't go more deep into these kind of transmission because this is a very lengthy topic. I'll ask you to just have a research on this, and if in case you feel any question, any challenges to understand that, you may directly reach out to me. Then I'll move further. The last item comes in our audio chain are the loudspeakers. Like whatever we have discussed in the first item, that is our microphone. What microphone is doing? What microphone was doing? Microphone was doing, it was converting physical energy into electrical energy, right? Now, what this loudspeaker do? Loudspeaker converts this electrical energy into the physical energy. Like whatever it has been fed to your system, this had been processed. Now, you can hear in physical property only, right? You can't hear the electrical signal. You will hear only the physical parameters, right? So the loudspeaker converts your electrical energy into physical energy. Then if we talk about the types, similarly in number of drivers or type of the loudspeakers, you can categorize them in a full range. What is a full range? Whatever we have discussed, we have 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, right? If that full range of audio spectrum is being delivered via loudspeaker from maybe one driver only, it is a full range. If that frequency is being delivered in via 2 drivers or maybe 2 type of drivers, then it is a two-way. If it is being delivered by 3 type or maybe 3 loudspeakers or maybe more than that, right? Similarly, how we differentiate the loudspeaker, either it is a full range, two-way, three-way.
Like,
right?
Pankaj, I will intervene again. I will give you an example here. So, most of the speakers that we see around are mostly two-way. Why? Because I'll give you an example with this speaker. So this is our entry-level speaker, ZLX. What happens is that there is a low-frequency driver, which is a bigger driver, and there is a high-frequency driver, which is a smaller driver. So there are 2 drivers, right? One low-frequency driver, one high-frequency driver. So this is what kind of a speaker? It's a two-way speaker.
It's a
so
two-way.
Similarly, if there is a speaker which has only one driver, which is giving the entire signal to you, entire audio, that is a full range speaker. If you have within this speaker, there are 3 drivers, one low frequency, one mid frequency, and one high frequency. There are 3 drivers. So that becomes a 3-way speaker. So this is what Pankaj is telling.
Understood? Like the second thing comes in picture, that is operation. As in amplifiers, we have discussed what is low impedance and high impedance. Similarly, loudspeakers are also available in low impedance and high impedance. Some might be active speakers, some might be passive. What an active speaker means? Active speaker is like you just plug in the power and plug in the input source and you will be able to get the sound. But for a passive system, you need an additional amplifier, additional circuitry, right, to power it up. If you distribute loudspeaker in category of frequency spectrum, then maybe some drivers like, as we have discussed, HF driver, like we have segregated the entire frequency range, audio frequency, into multiple spectrum like low, mids and highs. If a loudspeaker is delivering only low frequency spectrum, we call them as a subwoofers, right? We call them as woofers. If any speaker that is giving only low, that is a subwoofer. If it is giving a mid or a high frequency, it may be a two-way speaker, right? And if one speaker that is delivering all entire frequency range, it is a full range speaker, right?
To relate more, what happens is that mostly whenever you are using your speakers, you call it tops and subs, correct? A 12-inch top, a 15-inch top. What is a 12-inch top? It is a 12-inch two-way speaker, where the low frequency driver is a 12-inch speaker. And subs is what? This is a subwoofer.
That subwoofer is only responsible for low frequency, right? So generally we say I need a 12-inch subwoofer or a 18-inch subwoofer or a 21-inch subwoofer, right? And the last category is how you install those loudspeakers. There might be some ceiling speaker, surface speaker, there might be some portable speakers, there might be some point source speakers, there might be some line array speakers, right? Like if you see, here in this room we are having lot of loudspeakers here, right? You can see there are some speakers, those are mounted on poles, right? There are some loudspeakers who are placed on the floor. There are some speakers, those are mounted, right? Those are some speakers who are single mounted, who are maybe multiple mounts, right? So these are different kind of loudspeakers available in the market, okay? And when and where you need these kind of loudspeakers, that you have to decide. As you are seeing, there are some loudspeakers who are having direct input and power cord to connect, but some of the speakers don't have it, right? So this is how you can differentiate your entire audio chain, okay? So here we stop, okay? We have completed audio basics here. So this is here we have completed the entire audio chain from your input sources to the destinations, okay?
What is the audio chain that is there over here?
So now, from me to you, how the system is reaching, right? First, I'm using a microphone. This is a input source, right? That input source, what it is doing? It is converting my physical energy into electrical energy, and then it is being sent to the system. Now, if we see, this microphone is a wireless microphone, right? So this microphone is just communicating with a receiver. This is a transmitter, and at the back end there is a receiver that is communicating with the receiver on RF frequency, right? And from that receiver, the signal is going to a mixer. From that mixer, we have taken this to our DSP, or from DSP we have connected this to our amplifiers, and from amplifiers we are routing to the loudspeakers. So this is an entire audio chain from my microphone to the loudspeakers, and from loudspeaker, whatever I am speaking here, you can listen from the loudspeakers, right? So this is how a complete audio chain works, right? So here we have used multiple type of electronics devices, multiple electronic circuits, right? Then you are able to listen what I am speaking here, right? So here we'll break for 5 minutes, then we'll discuss on to the product, what are the product categories available with us.
There is one topic which I have reserved for myself. I will come up on the stage and I will ask you all. There is a question first, okay, which is the next quiz.
Yep.
Okay. So just assume that there are two speakers. This is, you have to just assume, this is a 1000-watt speaker and this is a 2000-watt speaker. Okay. Got it? That one is a 1000-watt speaker and this one is a 2000-watt speaker.
please raise your hands and answer me which is better and why. Okay, you, please.
You were quick.
Sir, that one is 20K.
2000 watts.
Yeah, 2000 watts.
That is better.
2000 watts will be better.
Why?
Because it receives more signal, like it will give more input voltage.
Okay.
What? So if transmitter is more, then the receiver will be more.
Okay. Fine. I would like to hear the next person who raised hand. There was one person. Yeah, please give the microphone to them. To him, please.
Microphone.
Yeah, maybe you can answer in Mizo and he will. Yeah.
My name is Chithiam Nukula. I feel a call, so please excuse me for what happened. And here, 1,000 watt in your 2,000. Right? One is to 1,000 and is true, right? Okay, for my course, I think that 2001 maybe better. San is your cat to ring Zoka. At an Pagaport, at his detail, at a Mizok maybe a lama. Timiang, Natina Suyan Tiakan. Enge Ama Han Nipui me. I will technical term taxing sweet him lava. Hemi, true me low frequency. Low frequency a big to a mate be a lama high frequency. Clean up its water, dona. In until at sound receiver. Come here, a shit tape, me don't book a shit dealer. See if it just shit. Oh, a shit, I say, proposal, I'm a proposal man natura, I'm a natura, I don't lens what he don't so, Dina.
Okay, so to cut it short, I think you are saying that this one is better. Even you have told this one is better. Okay, fine. So any other? Okay, he has. No. Please sit. Okay, he can answer. Maybe yeah.
Cái sợi tù rồi các doanh sợi tổ thua amaro su kalau par khan muloa. Waya kata salenga la. For example, akan mang photo kami train. Motor akan mang dete. Motora chuan etinan motor kalau nei ta a cc le a horsepower miam le horsepower sang a chuanin a horsepower sang kha achak nge ani. For example, tura chapon watt sang khat le watt sang ni a chuan a chunga bungro omakha ain thau shrim a chu ma chuan watt sang ni ka a tha shrim zo ka ni ka kat soida ani. Is it correct or not? I don't know.
Okay. So one more. We will allow one more person to answer.
Excuse me, I have one critical question which I want the EV company to address.
Yeah.
We have been using EV since 2015, and then even my name was featured in the newsletter of the EV.
Wow, great.
Thank
you.
Yes, the project is even featured in the 2017 Boss calendar. So yes, long time back, I should say, we were very happy with the servicing that we received from the EV. But then in the recent years, it is very difficult to get the spare parts.
Okay.
So like I think last year, one of the speakers, that is the ZX1A, that diaphragm was spoiled. And then we were asking for the replacement.
Okay.
And then last week only it has arrived.
Okay.
So I think there is some decline in the servicing, I think, which now give us a doubt after 10 years. Can there be any area for improvement of that? If that, then yes, no doubt, EV is one of the best. But then if that trend continues, then definitely EV will lose its customer here in Mizoram. That I can be assured of.
Sure. Every feedback that you give is something that talks good about us, or if it is something bad for us, then that is an area of improvement for us. But then it is not an excuse, but the entire audio industry has faced a very bad phase in terms of COVID. You all know, being from the audio industry, prices have soared high, availability has become a challenge, and on top of that, because of the war scenario in the European countries, between European countries, the semiconductor industry has got affected a lot. So that has affected the supply chain a bit. But obviously, we are working on it. This is what we are taking it as a good feedback for us. We will definitely want to improve, and that to a statement coming from such a honorable person from like you, who is featured in our newsletter. Obviously, we take it as a positive feedback. We will definitely work towards improving it. And seriously, my sincere apology that you had to face this inconvenience. We'll rectify it. We'll put our mind into it. Okay, fine. I'll come back to the question.
I'll just want to address.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you. Without you in 2017, we were not there. Yes, your photographs were pictured in Bosch. Thank you for that. And if you have got pain, I am regret for that. What we will do going forward, what Mr. Dipankar said, we went through a tough situation, right, during the COVID period. So this will not happen again. I can assure that. I am here in Aizawl. With me, Ritvij is there, Syama is there. So we will keep our backends ready for you. So please don't worry. Thank you.
Mr. Saikat, Ritvij wants to say something.
Yes, so what I just heard from him, that is a fact, like you said. And now, from my perspective, because I am the partner for the Northeast, I can guarantee you one thing, that the supply was a challenge, like you were saying. But now, I don't think, you can ask Syama also, it has changed. It has become much better. And I don't think that if you will ever face this problem like this from the future, that I can guarantee from myself, because we have taken a lot of steps to improve it. We are keeping spares. Yes, in some cases, amplifiers can take a little time. I'm not denying that fact. It can happen. But having said that, like he said about high frequencies, diaphragms and all should not be an issue from now on. That much I can be sure of. Thank you.
Thank you. So I will,
tunan soitlang puya khachu EV lo nei to thinte engemo part har satna tok te in lo om to mai thaya khan ching khan kan thian pa po khan har satna kharon soya chu EV mai ni lovin company dang te pon spare part har satna an lo neya kum thum kumli kum nga kalta vel atang khan covid awangin spare part hian har satna khovel puma hian a thlenga chuwang chuan apat semiconductors antia khan chuwang chuan tuna chuan hei thila normal le to a EV le te tan chuan spare part po atha theyang berin kan ti available ang tran kan ron la ang har satna in nei lowang ti in an nge kan ho tu te kha kan country head India EV a chuan a thu ber in khatianga soi kha helai kan ram leilunga nge ron soi kha kan tan chuan omzia a om ngei tura be seila lo mom hle ni ti kha kan soi nonani.
Although I did not understand, but I think Syama, whenever speaks, he speaks good, so I'll also clap. Okay, I'll get back to my question, because there is a new T-shirt at stake, and I don't want to give it away. It looks nice to me. Okay, so my question was whether this 1000-watt speaker is good or this 2000-watt speaker is good. Okay, fine. 4 people have already answered. Now, it is my turn to ask one more question to you. Or I am sure you all are using electric bulbs or some kind of bulb in your house, right? Right? You're using, right? Some kind of a bulb. Maybe it can be a CFL, it can be a normal bulb, or it can be a LED. So what are you all people using these days? LED? Right? What is the wattage of those bulbs? Does anybody know? 20 watt, 5 watt, 9 watt, 14 watt? 14 watts, right? Mostly, commonly is 14 watts. When I was a kid, we used to have the yellow colored 60 watt, 100 watt bulbs, right? They were better. They were 100 watt, they were 60 watt. Why aren't you using it now? Why aren't you using it now?
Consumes more power.
It consumes more power and the brightness is less. You have answered to my previous question. A 2000 watt speaker consumes more power. It is not the output of the speaker. It is the input of the speaker. A 1000 watt speaker consumes 1000 watt. It consumes it. You did not ask me what is the output of the speaker. Output of the speaker was educated by Mr. Pankaj is the decibel. Decibel is the output. Loudness is measured by decibel. So, if I had told that this is a 1000 watt speaker and it produces 130 decibels, and this is also a 2000 watt speaker and it produces 130 decibels, then this one is better, right? So in the market you will get to hear a lot of jargons that I have a 1000 watt speaker, I have a 2000 watt speaker. That is not the power output. That is the dent that speaker is going to make on your pocket. Because if you have a higher wattage of speaker, you need to buy a higher wattage of an amplifier. That is a cost to you. Am I right? Or am I right? Isn't it? So please understand, don't get fooled by wattage of the speaker. It is important. It is important because you need to know what is the power of amplifier that you need to buy to drive this speaker. But you need to see what is the decibel output of the speaker. Okay? So I saved a t-shirt.
Tuna soi khakan thual non ve chak shim shima. Tuna wat aron soi ta awat sang ngor mizo chuan hemi sound box hian wat engzat wat nge ti hi kan soi na salutuka kan zot na sa athat na awat san na kha arin na akhan kan ngai na sa chuwan chuan tuna soi ang khan he chu sang hi wat ani sang khat wat ani ti ai chuan arin na lam a dBSPL kan ti a decibel sound pressure level aron pek chho zo ka kha a specification in enpon awat shim ai chuan a power consume ai chuan a pek chho na zonga kha kan thir thiam a poimo chu he ta then khat company larvak loten mi bum na ni ti me te ang customer te enge anril ru han englo nan khan that is the one, yeah. What an soi sang vak ama se output chu tiang te loi ron ni si lo kha ve the chu wang chuan what niam kha tha ti na lampang ni chuang lowin what sang tho output sang mo ka tiang chi te mo ni lo chuan output sang overload power consume tle ma se output thasi ang chi te kha sound box om the chumi chu in le don huna khan khami trick a kha in hriat ve lo chuan awat sang le ringot thi sound box rillian le output ring kha ani big lo nia ti kha in hriat thiam ve a tha voina hian chu in zir thar tur poi model nin kan thria dBSPL kan tiang chi na china sensitivity I meter khata sound box heta tanga meter khata watt khata hen lo petaila chuta chuan dB engzat nge pek theang ti kha sensitivity a inject thina ni specification a khan khami sensitivity te kha chherngun chher pe angai thina ni thil dik in le don chuan heta watt 2000 watt 4000 watt tia ngai that ringot tur kha ni lo ni a sensitivity a output a kha kan en uluk thin don ni ti khan soi tumber chu ni tuna kha chuan nge t-shirt kan dong thei don lo that mai nakena we will have easier questions.
I will have the last topic, and after that we will have an easy question. Okay. You want to say something? Yeah. Okay, then we will have an easy question first. How old is Electro voice? Raise your hands, please. Okay, okay, that he raised your hand. Who? You? Okay, fine. You raise your hand first.
$95 years.
Great. Thank you. It is the correct answer. Please come forward. One more T-shirt lost. Yeah, Pankaj, please.
Hello. So many congratulations to Jorin Shyama. So here is a gift for you. Many congratulations.
Okay. I will take you through the next topic, which is the last topic for audio basics. And then we will have few more questions for you. Okay. There is one very interesting topic that is called inverse square law. What happens in Electro Voice is that we do not sell the products only. We sell you solutions. Okay? Because what happens, we know our products, we know the audio basics, we know the technologies, we know acoustics and subjects related to acoustics, so we design solutions for you. But at times what happens when we have designed the solution for you, there are questions, why you use 2 speakers? Why not 1 speaker? Why have you used 6 speakers? Why not only 2 speakers? Your speaker is too powerful. It could have powered the entire hall. Yes, you're right. So, a very basic thing which will explain you why we design the solutions like that is inverse square law. So, when you read the data sheet of a speaker, it reads max SPL level or maximum SPL level, which is actually the parameter of loudness of the speaker. Say what I mentioned, this 1000 watt speaker is 130 what? What? Decibel. Yes, decibel is the parameter of measurement of sound. Okay. So when I say this speaker is 130 decibel, does it mean that when you are standing next to the speaker, then also it is 130 decibel, and when you are standing, say, 10 meters away, then also it is 130 decibel? Does it mean that? No? You're right. It is not. It means that when you are standing exactly on the central axis of the speaker, in front of the speaker, at a distance of 1 meter, then the maximum output of the speaker is 130 decibels. The further you go away from the speaker, the loudness decreases. But how much? There is a thumb rule to it. Okay. In a free space, what does free space mean? Free space is basically where there is no reflection. Like here there are reflections. In an open ground there are less reflections. In a free space, when you double the distance from the speaker, your sound pressure level decreases by 6 decibels. I will make you understand what I say. So when I am standing at a distance of 1 meter from the speaker, if it is giving 130 decibels, if I am standing 2 meter away, what will be the loudness here? 6 decibel less. That means 124 decibels. So at 2 meter it is 124 decibels. So what will be the loudness when I am standing 4 meters away? It will be
further 6 dB less, right?
Further 6 dB less.
You have doubled the distance.
It will be 118 decibels. Correct? Understood? Am I clear? So this is the reason what happens if we want to have all the people to have uniform audio, we need to use multiple speakers. Okay? So that the person say from here till that place, that point, people may be able to hear a certain loudness. From there, the audio level drops a lot. So we will have to use one more speaker there to reinforce the people who are sitting at the back side. Okay. This is one last topic that I wanted to discuss with you. Now, another question. A very simple one. Yeah, you have a question? Yeah, please.
Mizoram gan soi mayanga mixer hi kan mixer man hi a thange thalo phei chu quality phei chu ka sha chi lawa ka zo du tak point chu mixer hi kan da na hmun a zir hian a vot le aluma hian kongro wasu mi ti kha kan zona ni ta sela entina kan mixer khu kan man lai hi ox line te hi a chele mai thina chu chu aman tlom wang nge to wang nge nia a eng lai ber nge han chiang talo niang o ka sha thiam chi lo chu chu ka zona ni.
Okay, yeah. If I am not mistaken, you are asking, can temperature and humidity and all these factors affect the life of your mixer? Is it? Yeah, actually, if you go through the data sheet of the products, there is always a temperature range which is mentioned. Say it can be used from 0 degrees to 52 degrees. Within that temperature, it will work properly. And obviously humidity affects, because humidity high means there is water content, there is moisture content. If there is high amount of moisture, it gets into the circuit, it accumulates there. There may be chances of short circuit and it will go bad. So what is always recommended is usually try to store your equipments in a dry and a normal temperature. When we say normal temperature, it ranges between 24 degrees to 30 degrees. Okay, that is the recommended temperature in which you should store your equipments. Okay, once in a while when you are going out with the product for a program, it can be operating at a very low temperature, but that is happening for a certain number of hours only. But for a longer period of time, if the humidity of the place where you are storing the equipment is very high, there will be water accumulation inside and it may blow off. Okay? So, the next question.
Yeah, tuna soi khachu hei mun hnonga khachuan mun hnonga chuan electronic thil shrim mixer lo po hi buai ma lutuk a hnongina lo chia reng hi chuan mo chuwang chuan mun dry tha hian mixer chau lo po amplifier te le thil kan electronic gadget shrim hi chu mun hnong lawa hian da sham hi a tha ti kha kan thol non le lokani chu. Yeah, let's have a question.
Yeah. So, the next question is, are you ready? Are you all ready? Yeah. What is the frequency response or the audible frequency response for human ear? You have raised your hand for the first.
20 hertz, 20 kilohertz.
Oh, great. Thank you. Please come forward. I want to safeguard my t-shirt. And how old is Dynacord? Will you answer? How old is Dynacord? How old is Dynacord?
90 years.
I cancelled the t-shirt. I'll take it back. No, we'll give it. It is 75 years old.
Okay. 75.
Oh, Josia tero. Josia mau bok kan lo puye. Oh.
Thank you. Okay. Next question. Shall I ask? It's going to be a little difficult. Okay? So listen to this question very carefully. If this speaker is giving an output of 120 decibels at 1 meter, what will be the loudness of the speaker at 4 meters? At 4 meters. You should be ready with the answers before you raising your hand.
96. 120 minus 6,
No.
140.
You?
Oh.
How much? Anybody else?
Oh,
You, please. You? Anybody else? Backside? Anybody else?
Oh, so
There.
112.
Anybody else? Yeah, please. Yeah, please. Nobody wants a t-shirt, please.
108.
Who said?
Tutungay 108.
108. Who said 108?
Oh, panhi te khalo
Please,
le.
please.
Yes. T-shirt in dong veveng 108.
Both of them has. See. Syama, I think there is one t-shirt left for me at least. These people are taking all them away. Pankaj, please do the honor.
David P. Remlala.
David?
P. Remlala.
Congratulations to David. Congratulations. Do all good. Your good name, please.
Emmanuel Vanal Tuanga.
And congratulations to Emmanuel. So now I think we can see we are getting a lot of good responses from the audience.
Yeah.
Very attentive audience. And I'm very thankful to all of you to hearing us. Right? Now I think we'll stop for 5 minutes. We'll give them a break.
One question, one t-shirt is still left.
वो आपके लिए.
वो मेरे लिए? Anybody wants a t-shirt? Then I can ask one question. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, based on the number of drivers, how many types of speakers are there? Raise your hands.
First one.
First one was him.
Yes.
Please answer.
Yes, please. 3.
Absolutely right. Please come forward. But now to have the t-shirt, since you have answered it correctly,
You have to answer it.
You have to answer how
Justify.
many, what are the names. I will reserve this t-shirt for me. I will not give him. I will not give him this t-shirt. I will ask tougher questions now. Okay. What are the types of, please name the types. I will not give him.
Full range, two-way and three-way.
Oh, he gained. Is that? Good one. Oh, you nailed it. You nailed it. You have snatched it away from me.
Many congratulations to him.
Thank you. I think we can have a 5 minutes break now. Yeah?
Oh. Minute nga kan chol ko nga tikhan dule sirve la te po son han hoi thoveng ula me han zuk zeu te po chuan next session na chuan in product demonstration eng amon product han thrilfia na le heng ngai thak chin na hi kan ti don ni